good morning to all gathered here. On this auspicious occasion, I would like to invite you all for the Republic Day celebration. It's not a big celebration for the school this year due to the epidemic of COVID-19, but we are few. Stars shine at night. Some stars shine at bright daylight. It's our pleasure to welcome the former Deputy Collector, Mr. Anusya Visa, the Honorable Chief Guest of our function today. Sir, you are such a shining star for us. We are so glad to have you today. So in the name of our school and in the name of Principal Sister Norma Mary, who is absent here today because of her Silver Jubilee year, she has gone for a prayer. So on behalf of my staff friends who are here and sisters and representing all the Vimalites, we welcome you, dear sir. Last but not least, I would like to extend my hearty welcome to my dear sisters and staff who are here. So I welcome you all. Once again, I welcome you all. Thank you. Now I invite respected sir for the flag hosting ceremony.
Respected Vice Principal, Reverend Sister Shani Mary, respected Principal of the Special School, Reverend Sister Letty Mary, respected Reverend Sisters, dear parents and my dear students. I am very glad and I feel privileged to be here in connection with the Republic Day celebrations of this great institution. Vimala Hridaya ICSE School occupies a pride of place among prestigious schools in our district. Every year, the school is making tremendous progress in curricular, co-curricular and extracurricular activities. With the active involvement of the parents and the commitment and dedication of the management and the staff, headed by the principal and the vice principal, this school is able to earn a very good reputation in this part of the state. I am very glad that being part of this institution and residing very near to it, the progress of the school every year makes all the well-wishers very happy and delighted. Today we are celebrating Republic Day throughout our country in the year 1947, as you all know, we got independence on 15th August, and on 26th January 1950, India became a republic. We have completed 70 years, and when we look back and reflect upon, we could see that India has made tremendous progress in various fields. Our country is the largest democracy in the world and the second most populous country among all the nations. During these 70 years, we have made tremendous strides in various fields. India is a force to reckon with in the field of atomic energy, space exploration, and we are proud to have the second largest scientific community in the world, next only to the United States of America. We have prestigious institutions like All India Institute of Medical Science, IITs, IIMs, and other great institutions. Indian Institution of Science, Indian Institute of Science in Bangalore. These are all well-known institutions in our country. At the time of our independence, the situation was very bad. More than 60% of the population was living under the poverty line. More than 60% of the population were illiterate. They are unable to write even their words. Lakhs and lakhs of villages without electricity, pakka roads, schools. Millions of households without a house. Millions of houses without toilets and drinking water facilities. So from such a pathetic situation, we have made tremendous progress in all these fields. And as on today, India is a force to reckon with. Militarily, economically, scientifically, industrially, agriculturally, educationally, and whatnot. This has been made possible because of the vision and mission of our political leadership, the commitment of our administration, and the hard work of our farmers and our people. There was a time when India was looked upon as a very underdeveloped country because of its huge population. The huge population was a burden for the country at that time because the per capita income is going down because of our population. Now, economists world over congratulating India for having the largest number of youth population in the world. 60% of the population of our country are youth. In the Western countries, majority of the people are aged. They are unable to work. They are unable to contribute anything to their gross national income. And there is a huge expenditure on the part of the government as a social welfare measures to take care of the aged people in those Western advanced countries. But in India, here, our youth is our greatest asset. And India's youth, this phenomenon is acclaimed world over as demographic dividend. This youth they are vibrant, they are energetic, they can work hard and they can contribute to the gross national product and income. So, Economists world over is looking upon India as the next leader, economic giant after 30-40 years. Because of coronavirus and its consequences, the rate of growth of the economy has come down and it has become negative these years, last year. But we will overcome that. This phenomenon will be overcome. We will be able to make huge, tremendous progress in the days to come. And we got independence from the mighty British through our great leaders, through their satyagraha and other non-violent methods. We had great leaders like Gandhi, Nehru, Tagore and Shastri. We are a country with unity in diversity. India is a country where all the non-religions of the world are in existence. There are followers of all the religions in India. We have hundreds and thousands of languages, spoken languages in our country. We have 28 states and 9 union territories. And most of the states have their own particular language. So all these are diverse factors of our country. In spite of all these diversities, in terms of language, religion, customs, culture, etc., we are able to stand united and make progress during the last 70 years. Now we have reached a stage where we are facing threat from within the country and outside the country for the unity and integrity of our country. There are security threats from within and from outside. So it is the duty of our students and the youth to fight against all those nefarious tendencies and stand united for the progress of our nation. We have threats from outside, from China and Pakistan. We have threats from India from various sources. So we have to stand united and fight against these threats from within and outside. As students, the parents and teachers expect you to become good leaders of tomorrow. By leaders, the picture that comes to our mind is the political leaders. But we need leaders in every field of activity. We need good leaders, political leaders like Indira Gandhi, Nehru, Shastri, etc. We need good leaders like Mother Teresa in the field of social service. We need good leaders like Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam in the field of space exploration. And we need good leaders in every field of activity. We need leaders in education. We need good leaders in the medical field, good leaders in engineering, and in every kind of activity. Today, our country, or for that matter, any country, can make progress only through scientific advancement and technological innovation. So we need good brains. We need to prevent brain drain. We have to invent more and more scientific things so that we can become a world leader in the days to come. So I call upon all the students of this school to become a leader. All of you are inculcated with some innate qualities by birth by God. You understand, some may be good at singing, so they should become singers like Yeshudas or Chitra or Lata Mangeshkar. Some may be having talent in playing cricket or football. They should become good football players or cricket stars. Some are having very good knowledge and very good communicative skills. They should become good teachers. Some are interested in taking care of the aged, the poor and the downtrodden in the society. They should go into the field of community service and like so on and so forth. But you should become the leader. You should lead with a mission. I am optimistic that the future of India is safe in the hands of the future citizens who are the present day students of various schools like this. As I started, the school has a pride of place in our state. This is in most of the schools. There are law and order issues. When I was in the collectorate, I know most of the time I spent for tackling the law and order situations in our colleges and schools. But this school is shining like a silver line in the otherwise cloudy atmosphere in the field of education. So every student of this school should be proud to be a member of Vimala Hridaya ICSE school. I wish all of you great success in the days to come. And only one word of advice to you, my dear students, you should have an aim in your life. An aim in your life. Without aim, you will not reach anywhere. So set an aim, set an objective in your life and work hard with determination, perseverance to reach that goal. It needs a lot of sacrifices on your part, but stay committed in your aim and work hard. Surely, if you go ahead in a systematic, scientific manner with dedication, commitment and hard work, definitely you will reach the goal. You will reach the destination. And that is the fulfillment of your life. And I wish all the students all success in your life. Once again, I congratulate the management, the principal, vice principal and teachers of the school for running this school as a model to emulate for the rest of the schools in our district. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. It was really heart-touching and inspiring words that we were listening from you. He is a man of wisdom, knowledge, and we have been listening about the current situation in our country. We all are proud to be an Indian, and I sensed that he has a heart for our country and a vibrant spirit is burning from his heart. And now I invite Sister Liti Mary, the local manager of Vimala Hridaya ISC school, to hand over this memento as a token of our love. And I also invite Mr. Anil Sevi sir to receive it.
Good morning, everyone. I'm honored and lucky to have the opportunity to give a word of thanks on this special day. First and foremost, my heartfelt thanks to our chief guest, Mr. Anil Sevi sir, who honored this function with his inspiration thought in spite of his busy schedule. I also express my heartfelt gratitude to our vice principal, Sister Shani Mary, for taking her precious time and considering her to be the part of the occasion. Sister, indeed your words have inspired us a lot. I would like to thank our local manager, Sister Liti Mary, who graced us with his presence, and special thanks to all sisters of Vimalites. We have been fortunate to have a wonderful team of teachers in our school, especially our Gen staff, as the representatives of Vimalites. It's a great pleasure for being your presence here. freedom in mind, faith in our heart, memories in our soul, let's salute the nation on Republic. Once again, I wish everyone a Republic Day. Thank you.